Kia ora, Pisces. Thanks for joining me for this your new moon in Cancer reading. We've got the storyline coming through. Do take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check out any other titles that might stand out for you, Pisces. And thanks for all your comments and all of that stuff, certainly in relation to the sound last time for that full moon in Capricorn. The sound was not very good, and so hopefully we've figured that one out today. What else? Thank you for joining me. Thanks for your likes, shares, subscribes. I do really appreciate that. And let's see what's happening, Pisces. Oh, look, we start with a really, actually, this week I thought that I would actually, usually I start with the Thoth deck, clarify with two other decks. Now I'm starting with Brian Froud's Pixie and Fairy deck today. I just thought I might for a change, and then we go through Morgan Greer and then Thoth at the end. We're starting with we've got the Oak Man. Now the Oak Man's about, underground communication, you could say. Solid, we're talking oak men or oak people. This is solid, historical. It's a very secure place to be, a very secure thing to be. So we're talking wisdom, we're talking, communication through our little roots, through our feelers. You're really soaking it up somehow. I should hold it up. Sorry, the light's a bit distracting, isn't it? So this beautiful Oak Men card, we see all the wonderful root systems, and there's a wisdom, and there's a level of sanctuary in the forest, Epona's wild daughter, going back in the annals, is that the right word? Annuals of your own history, of your life, of your past lives, if you interested in that. It's shadow work, pretty much, Pisces. It's watery depths. It's shadowland, which of course we all have. There's a large level of strength in that for you, though, in that sort of it's not so much the Neptunian world. It's more you're finding strength in that, and at the moment, and it might be a new kind of discovery or a new development in the way that you do what you do. We then have the sage, the beautiful sage wise. There's a lot of wisdom coming through all of this. Now we've got a little pearly eyeball here, and again these connectors, these threads that connect us, that we communicate with and through, actually. This is sort of like having a radial ability, ability to communicate or to see the world in the way an owl does, with a kind of satellite dish for a head. There's a celebration of this and an easy acceptance of it. If you are a Piscean out there that has struggled with coming to terms with the way that you see the world, the way that you feel the world around you, your comfort within that, or actually more importantly, your discomfort with that, there's actually some kind of level of acceptance going on here, and there's a celebration of that with the collective of pixies. They're having a pixie party. there's support. So there's a lot of support here as well. Okay, let's clarify. I might have to do something about this light situation. The oak men, please. Can we clarify that for Pisces? Interesting. So we've got 2 cards coming out for the Oakman. We've got the Devil. Now we're talking about attachments with this card. We're talking about dependencies, attachments. Attachments, dependencies. That's all I'm getting with that. You know, there's 2 sides to every coin, isn't there? And the stability, security, and wisdom is a wonderful thing, but we kind of, in order to grow with that, we need new experiences. We need to challenge ourselves. I think this is a process that you've been going through as well. With that, we have the 2 of Swords, so we're making a decision here based on really our intuitive faculties, Pisces, our intuitive capabilities. Not so much on the critical nature of the mind or what we see around us. We're trying to walk that fine line of being able to accept guidance here, if that makes sense. And we have this Queen of Wands, knowing what to do with our fire, actually. How to use it. How to action it is what I mean. Right. Let's look at Epona's Wild Daughter. Excuse me, Pisces. Oh, Epona's Wild Daughter, please. Going back in the vaults of somewheres, many places, the places we have been. The places we have been. We've got the 7, a card of assessment. So doing that shadow work, you know, a large level of assessment involved. What do we got here? 7 of Cups. What's going to take flight? What's not? But we've got options. We've got a lot of options in that card. What's true for us? What isn't? What's sort of a fantasy? What's not? We know what makes us happy. We've got 3 cards coming out for Epona's Wild Daughter. This 9 of Cups has been coming out a lot. Know what makes you happy. King of Pentacles, reliable certainty. This is about that. Able to be relied upon. There's nothing wrong with needing that in your life, you know, fostering that within yourself or needing it from some external area as well. I don't know why I get that, but now let's look at the Sage, Pisces. Sage for Pisces, Sage. You know, this 360-degree vision or viewpoint or ability to sensate, to sense. We've got the King of Wands. As I was saying, there's nothing wrong with wanting a counterpart in your life. Whether that is or not, whether you need it or not. King of Wands with the Sage. Very charismatic. And there's a King of Pentacles in between that Queen and King of Wands. Excitement as opposed to what has been seeking stability over excitement in a counterpart. I don't know, Pisces, it's sort of quite strange reading, actually. A collective of pixies, which is, excuse me, a celebration. There's a sort of level of resistance in here. There's a wanting, but a resisting. Collective of pixies, we've got the Knight of Cups, an offering. An offering, an emotional offering in the celebratory realm. But we also have conflict, 5 of Wands. We need to, it's as if there's someone out there that kind of needs to bash up against something in order to figure out what it is they really want, or and yet it starts with this underground communicado and ends in a celebration. In between, we understand our own unique qualities in terms of our seeing in the world, our sight, also our relationships, our ability to go back and do some shadow work. It's like it's all jumbled together in one big mass of what one fantasizes about, but in reality what one really wants and what actually makes you happy, Pisces. It's quite unusual reading, actually. We'll get a Thoth card to see if that can just... Look, we're getting the sun coming out a lot in these readings. Look, go through the process. Just go through the process. Because in the end, it's sort of like a rebalancing of a ship. You need to have that listing wobbling before it just calms down into the medium balance, That's what I get. Pisces. It's an unusual reading. Thoth deck. What have you got? What do you want? Can you see what you've got? You think you've lost something when you haven't lost something? What is it? What is it here? Like there's because you've got many options, Pisces. It's sort of a reading that's all over the place. It's quite odd. Anyway, there's sunshine in it. There's celebration in it as well. It's a whole mixed bag. Review and old wisdom. This might relate to just someone out there. 5 of Cups in the Thoth deck. We might get another card. This is really all about changing perspective, or choosing to understand that at any given time or situation, we can and do have the power to shift our perspective. That's, in itself is a superpower. Just get one more card for Pisces, because it's quite a funny reading. And this is it. Actually, this is it. 2 cards, both wands. We've got the 9 of Wands. We know the 9 of Wands to be in defense mode because of past experience. It's a habit, it's a habit. In the Thoth, there's a strength in it because that 9th wand creates a tension between the other 8 wands. It holds the tension of the solar and lunar cycles relationship, basically, between the two. But there's a tension in that. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes, oh, it's not. It suppresses. And so in other decks we see that wounded warrior, you know. And then we have the Two of Wands. What is this called? Dominion. Because it tells us that we have a lot of resources. We have a lot of options, just like in that Seven of Cups. We have a lot of options. We know what we've got, and we know what we can do with them, how we can utilize them. And it's quite vast, Pisces, at the moment. But if we ditch this sort of defensive aspect and embrace the two, the world's your oyster, Pisces. On that note, take good care, enjoy this new moon in Cancer, and we'll see you next time. Okay, cheery, bye.